And we're off. Hey everyone, welcome back to another part of our bunkhouse build series. In today's episode, we're going to take you along as we get to see our property for the first time without snow. We will try to give you a little tour of what we've accomplished so far. We are also going to talk cost of what it takes to build a cabin in remote Alaska and discuss some of the future projects we have in the works. I hope you enjoy. If you are new to our channel, welcome. My name is Aaron. This past winter, our family purchased land on a remote lake in south central Alaska. During the winter, we can snow machine over the river and through the woods to our beautiful piece of paradise. In the summer, we are cut off from our cabin by the mighty Matanuska River. There are no bridges. At the height of the summer, there is over 30,000 cubic feet of water per minute that flows down this river. Not only is that a lot of water, this water is near freezing temperatures and filled with silt as it flows out of the Matanuska Glacier. Fortunately for us, living in a tourist area has its perks. One of our friends owns a helicopter and lives just a few miles up the highway. After a short 10-minute ride, we find ourselves stranded, cut off from civilization. From the field, we had about a half-mile hike in to our property. This is our first time seeing what was buried under the snow.
Sweet. We made it!
We made it!
Still standing. Looks about as good as it was when we left.
Yeah.
Haven't put a level on it yet, but we'll see what that looks like once we actually get in the front door.
It has been a month and a half since we boarded up the cabin, and I've been very anxious to see how it handled the thaw. We're in the heart of bear country. We boarded up the windows and the doors to try to deter the curious creatures from trying to find a way in. When we finish the cabin next winter, we're planning on putting easier to handle shutters to serve this purpose. But for now, we pulled off the stack of plywood intended for the other cabin that is now starting to rot away.
Still open and closes?
Yeah. Beautiful. Just the way we left it.
After checking out the inside of the cabin, I went outside to check to see if the cabin was still level.
Dead on level. Unbelievable. I can't believe that it's level. Good front to back. Side to side. We'll see how we're doing there. Wow.
It looked to me that the entire cabin settled about an inch, which is quite a bit, but the fact that all settled the exact amount was incredible. Since the deck didn't have much weight on it, that part didn't settle much at all. This was quickly taken care of by shaving an inch off each of the deck supports. The excuse to come out to the cabin was to celebrate our 15th wedding anniversary. Because of this, we were not very motivated to get much work done. Well, at least one of us wasn't very motivated. I mean, the fish aren't just gonna catch themselves.
No! You're so big! Look at that thing! Oh my word! Yes!
It didn't take long, and my turns with the one fishing pole we had became shorter and shorter. We were still able to get a few things done while we were out there. We cut and stacked the brush from some downed trees near the lake to burn later. We did try to burn a little bit of it in a burn barrel, but that's about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. So we just decided to make a pile and burn it when there is snow on the ground again. Our part of Alaska is fairly dry, and no one wants to be the one that started the fire that burned down the neighborhood. We also were able to dig a hole for our outhouse. My original plan was to pull back the tundra and expose the soil underneath to allow it to thaw, and then we were going to come back later and finish digging the hole.
Ooh,
Nice.
look at that. Yeah.
Once we got through the top 9 inches or so of frozen dirt, it turned into frozen gravel. Frozen gravel breaks apart much easier than frozen dirt.
Kind of crazy. UFS got really bad stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's still digging in gravel, which isn't super easy, but it's not frozen. Well, it's frozen, but it's not. It breaks apart.
Well, we dug most of a hole.
Rock 1, shovel 0. Not gonna let it win. We got another shovel. See if I can break this one. I just need a good old wooden handled shovel. Alright. Today we win. Maybe. Ugh, I don't know if I can bend over to pick that up.
Not today, Rock.
Not today. I'm the winner. We should mount that somewhere. The rock that almost prevented us from having an outhouse.
We were able to get the full 3-foot hole dug within a couple of hours.
I'm gonna call that good.
I also set a couple of foundation boards in place so we're ready to build when we can snow machine the materials in next winter. Alright, let's talk cost. While a number of things are hard to calculate exactly, here's a rough breakdown. The property. We have 5 acres of land that is part of a larger subdivision of lots. There are about 48 lots in the subdivision. Only about 15 of them are directly on the lake. Of those 48 lots, there are only about 5 or 6 people who ever come out to their property. Our property costs us $16,000. The cabin foundation, including the support 6x6s, was about $275. This could be cheaper if you went with concrete, but we were limited with winter building. The store-bought materials for framing, including the floor joists and all the plywood, was about $1,250. The rest of the framing materials we milled ourselves. There is some cost to that, including fuel and saw blades. We'll call that $100. The roof metal came out to $1,250. I did need to buy some chimney parts. The rest came from our homestead property. The cost of what I bought was $150. The insulation was about $650. The 3 windows we bought came out to $570. Most of that was because they were triangle shaped, but I thought it was worth a little extra. The other windows were already on the property. The front door was $380. There were quite a few odds and ends with finish, paint, electrical, nails, and other fasteners. All that together totaled about another $800. As of today, our cost for the cabin itself, not including the property, is about $5,500. Now you might be thinking, well, he had windows and a chimney and a sawmill. That's true. But all good Alaskans have that pile out back of things that they may need someday. If it's not in your pile, it's probably in your neighbor's. If you would add the value of the lumber I've milled so far, it would come out to about $1,500. If you had to buy the windows and chimney parts, it may be another $1,000. So all in, you could have a cabin like this for $8,000. We have had quite a few people ask what we're going to do with the other cabin. Honestly, we still don't know. After looking it over during this trip, we realized it's in a little worse shape than we hoped. Looking at the foundation piers that were under the cabin, my best guess is that at one point this cabin was standing almost 3 feet higher in the air than it is now. So did it fall? Is it still close to square? I think the best option at this point is to dismantle what is here, at least down to the tops of the walls. Maybe unstack the logs altogether and just use the materials. Right now our focus is on our new build. This summer we plan to mill up tongue and groove boards for the interior walls, for the floor of the loft, and the deck out front. We also want to mill up boards for the siding and trim. We also need to get an outhouse built. Only after all of that is complete we can start to think about the tremendous amount of work it will be to salvage the big log cabin. I guess you'll just have to stay around the channel for years to come to see what we make of our piece of paradise. I'll send you off from our video today with a few exciting events that happened out at the cabin. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.
Ah, that's cold.
Timber!
Until next time, cabin crocs.